This is a new day, a new beginning.
Welcome back, everybody, to another video, and today we're going to be talking about episode 4 of Ahsoka. And to my knowledge, that this is probably my favorite episode of the series so far, because we just got so much in this episode, and I really think Dave knows what he's doing, and it was just all around a good episode. So let's get talking about it. So I thought episode 4 of Ahsoka was actually really good. I thought the action was there, the dialogue. So I thought it was good in the beginning because we got Hu Yang fighting off HK droids, which I hope it'll be funny if we got like a droid episode, like how we got in the Clone Wars with Hu Yang and Chopper. I think that would be a pretty cool duo. But in the beginning, I thought it was very action packed with them with Sabine and Ahsoka fighting the HK droids off, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then when they got to fighting Marok and Shin, I thought it was pretty cool because we finally got to find out who Marok was, which was just a bunch of Night Sister magic, which I don't mind it being Night Sister magic because that's the fun about theories and making up your own theories about what the characters could or couldn't be. So I thought it was pretty good. I also thought them fighting was really cool because Ahsoka only uses one blade, which is very interesting when she's versing Darth Vader or someone that's probably more skilled than her. She's only really used one blade, except for probably like the beginning episode and the episode 2 where she's episode 2 where she's facing Marok and another HK droid. She only used 2, but when she faces Marok alone and Baylan in this episode, she only uses one blade, which I thought was very interesting because she has 2 blades. She could probably take out Baylan and Marok in one swing with a Shoto blade, but that's just me. I also thought that the rematch between Shin and Sabine was pretty cool, and I did like how they showed that Sabine was going to use the Force against Shin, but it turns out it was just her wrist rockets, which was pretty cool. Not demise, but you know what I mean. Like how we thought she was going to use the Force, which she didn't, and she used her wrist rockets, which was pretty cool. But I thought the rematch was pretty good because she used her armor to block her Shin's blows sometimes. Other than this other one, she uses the saber, which I thought was pretty interesting. But after we get the fight between Marok and Ahsoka and Shin and Sabine, which I thought was a pretty cool fight, we get to see Hera go off and get the fleet back, which we saw, which was interesting. We got to see which was interesting because we got to see some of the pilots again, which you knew that some of those pilots were going to die in some form of this episode because we didn't really know them. So it's like, if you don't know some of the pilots in Star Wars, they usually end up blowing up and dying. That's how it usually goes. But I thought Hera and Jason were pretty cool to see flying the Ghost finally, which was very interesting. But I thought it was pretty cool to see them. But yeah, other than that, the big climactic battle with Baylan and Ahsoka, probably some of the best choreo fighting we've seen in recent Star Wars, because it's probably like the only lightsaber fight that really like mattered, because we knew in the Kenobi series Vader was gonna fight Obi-Wan again in episode 4, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. But this one had a lot of impact because when they were talking about how Baylan knew Anakin and Ahsoka didn't want to talk about her past, so they started fighting. I loved it. I hope one day I could choreograph that fight, because that was a pretty cool fight. And man, Ray Stevenson as Baylan is. There's something about his character that's probably gonna end up being one of the best I wouldn't say Star Wars villains, but dark Jedi, Sith acolyte, whatever you want to call him. I think he's gonna be one of the best Star Wars villains, if you want to say, in any Star Wars that we've seen in recent, because he was just amazing. Like, I can't get over his presence alone in that show is just amazing. I almost forgot to mention that when Sabine gets captured by Baylan and Shin, they go up to the Eye of Sion, which I thought was pretty cool that we actually get to see in working condition, and that when Hera and the X-Wings get to their position, they get there and they already see the Eye of Sion being ready, being prepared for hyperspace. And when they get there, the Eye of Sion with Morgan Elsbeth, Shin, Baylan, and Sabine blast off into hyperspace. And the reason I think it's better than the Hollow maneuver is the Hollow maneuver makes no sense, but this one does, because when the Eye of Sion with the hyperspace ring blasts off, it's a giant circle which you can go through the middle, which disables their flying. Disables their flying in X-Wings, which was pretty cool, and that when it's disabled, some of the ships do crash into, some of the X-Wings do crash into each other. So that it makes sense, because it's like an EMP almost when they flew into hyperspace, and when the X-Wings and Hera got caught in their flying away, it was like an EMP pulse where it disables their electronics for a couple seconds for the Eye of Sion. And when they blast off, they're gone, and two or three of the ships get destroyed, because it makes sense. But it was pretty cool to see that. But yeah, I forgot to mention that too. So yeah, other than that, that was a pretty cool scene with the Eye of Sion. And after we see their whole fight go down, I did not have a problem with Sabine giving the star map to Baylan, because one, that blaster wouldn't have done anything to that star map, because we see how long it took Baylan's saber to destroy that star map. So even if she were to shoot it, I feel like the blaster bolt will probably just bounce off or something, and then Baylan could just use the force to grab it. So I think it was smarter of her to give it to him rather than throw it away or something, because he could just use the force and bring it right back. So I didn't have a problem with Sabine giving it over, as some people do, but Star Wars is gonna make everyone happy. So, but her giving the star map over to Baylan is like, might as well give it over to you, because there's no point in destroying it, since we saw how long it took Baylan to destroy the star map with his saber. So I didn't have a problem with that. Also the force throw with the rock with Baylan and Ahsoka. Finally, we get to see some force powers with lightsaber fights again, which I'm happy for. Other than Kenobi, but that was a little over the top. But we're not gonna get into Kenobi. But yeah, I thought it was awesome. And the way that Baylan actually defeated Ahsoka is interesting, because everyone thought that Ahsoka was gonna be Baylan. I personally was like 50-50, because I want to see Baylan win, since we've only seen him use his lightsaber in the beginning of the season in episode 1. And we haven't seen him use it again, but seeing him like this time use it and see how strong he is with his saber is just like, I just can't go in a fight. But yeah, after he beats Ahsoka, she falls and we don't know where she ends up. But at the end of the episode, we finally get to see the real life, or the real version of World Between Worlds, which I guess she got pulled in from, but we'll find out later tonight, because tonight's episode 5 is going to be really big. But at the end of the episode, we finally get to see our boy Anakin. Now, seeing that face and seeing him call her Snips was probably going to be go down as one of my favorite live action moments, because we always wanted to see how and what it's like to hear Hayden say "Hello, Snips" to Ahsoka, which I was blown away by it. But I think the ending it was just amazing to see Anakin. And for all those who think that Anakin doesn't have a saber, you can clearly see the orange circle or whatever it is on a saber that he has in episode 3. It's the same saber that he has in World Between Worlds. So I don't know what people are saying for what is Anakin's lightsaber, what is Darth Vader's, but if it is a different saber, I will be shocked. But it's interesting that some people are saying that that's not Anakin because he doesn't have the Force glow or something. But I think it's just because he's ethereal. Like, he went beyond becoming a Force ghost after learning about becoming a Force ghost from Obi-Wan. But I think if it is the sun, it would be a dramatic, like, what the F moment. But yeah, with episode 5 coming out tonight, I think that this will probably be the second greatest episode that we've seen in the Ahsoka series. But I think tonight is gonna be, for episode 5, is gonna be really, really interesting. So yeah, I know this was a short one. The little short episode of episode 4, but I just had to get this out quick, and things happened. So I hope to do longer videos just talking about the episode, but I feel like tonight for episode 5 is gonna be wild because of what we're gonna see in the World Between Worlds. But yeah, I know this was a fast review of episode 4, but I'm gonna get better at it. But don't worry, we got some stuff in the works. But yeah, that was episode 4, and I gotta say, it was just good. I think Ray Stevenson is killing it as Balin. I think Shin Hati, I like to say Shin Hati, but I think Shin Hati is gonna be a very interesting character. Is very interesting because, I don't know, she's just an interesting character. But yeah, that was a quick review of episode 4, but episode 5 is coming out tonight, and we'll see what happens. I think I might do my reaction, I think I'll do a reaction of my face, a reaction to the episode, but we'll see what happens in episode 5. Anyways, take care, everyone. Peace out.